Dorothy was shocked to see Kevin. Then she remembered something. At Grandma Jones's birthday party, when Jason called Drake to intimidate Kevin, he ended up getting beaten up himself instead. Kevin and Drake were friends back then too. She realized that she didn't know Kevin at all. Why did this keep happening? How did he have so many powerful friends? Dorothy stared at Kevin with a confused look in her eyes. "Drake, who is this guy?" Conrad asked as he pointed at Niles.
"I have no idea where he came from,"
Drake replied as he shrugged his shoulders. After getting a straight answer, Conrad took a deep breath, then walked over to Niles, grabbed the lapel of his bright white suit jacket. "What kind of game are you playing? I'll teach you a lesson you won't forget."
"Don't you know who I am? Haven't you heard of the Walford family?"
Niles roared angrily. "The Walford family? The Walford family?" Conrad looked back at Drake to make sure he wouldn't cause him any more trouble.
"Never heard of them."
Drake scratched his head and answered calmly. When they heard this, everyone took a deep breath. Had Niles just been pretending this whole time? Drake has never even heard of the man's family.
"Let me warn you, Dominic Archer won't let you off easy if you do anything to hurt the Walford family. I have no problem letting him kill you,"
Niles roared loudly.
"Oh, so you run with Dominic? Do you really think I give a... Even if Dominic were standing here right now, I'd teach you a lesson. You really think a lot of yourself. I'm sure Dominic doesn't give a rat's about you."
Then Drake turned around and walked quickly to Kevin.
"I'm really sorry, my friend. I kinda lost my temper, but guys like that really piss me off."
"Just pay attention from now on," Kevin replied tersely.
"I'll be sure of that."
Drake smiled as he shook Kevin's hand. "If it's okay with you, just leave the money here and head back to the hotel." Kevin gave Drake a little smile. Originally, this nonsense had nothing to do with him. If it wasn't for Dorothy, he wouldn't have gotten involved at all. After Drake and Conrad left, Dorothy's friends came back to their senses and started to flatter her. "My God, Dorothy, I had no idea that your son-in-law is so powerful," one of them commented. "Kevin doesn't look like to me. He's got to be one of the most important people in the whole city," another one remarked enviously. Kevin chuckled a little at how everyone was reacting to him. What he did was really nothing at all, but they were making such a big deal about it. Then the crowd circled around Niles. Kevin was everything that Niles had been pretending to be, and now he looked like a clown. After hearing all her friends praising Kevin, Dorothy tried to act like she didn't think Kevin was all that bad. "Well, I have to admit it. My son-in-law is really pretty capable, but he's still very young. That's why I deliberately said all those things. I didn't want him to get too full of himself. It's good to have some modesty." Her friends bought her excuse and then started giving her invitations to breakfast, dinner, even to join their next poker game. Dorothy gladly accepted their offers. When the women left, they stopped to thank Kevin on the way out, and they said that he was welcome to come to their homes too if he wanted. On the way home, Dorothy, who was sitting in the back seat, kept staring at Kevin. Lily had an enormous, satisfied grin on her face. She found that Kevin was becoming more and more mysterious, and her imagination was running wild. When they got back to the condo, Lily and Dorothy went to get some rest. They were grateful that the money had been returned. Otherwise, the bank could have taken their home, and the three of them would have had to find a new place to live. Kevin didn't want to reveal his true identity to Lily yet. After all, the Williams family's frame-up hadn't been resolved, and he really didn't want Dorothy to go live with his parents. Kevin didn't want to slack off on his training, so he went to the study to read up on herbal medicine and practice his skills. Even though he was very rich in the financial world, he had a long way to go in the world of herbalism, especially compared to people who had been training for years, let alone someone as powerful as his mentor, the Night King. A little past 1 a.m, Kevin suddenly opened his eyes and clearly heard the sound of footsteps. "Is there a burglar in the house?" Kevin frowned and thought to himself. When he saw the door opening, he stood up from his chair. "Mom?" Kevin exclaimed in surprise. With the help of the moonlight shining in from the window, he could see that his visitor was Dorothy. "What are you doing in the study this late at night? Shouldn't you be in bed?" Kevin walked over and flicked on the light so they could see each other better. But Dorothy didn't answer Kevin's question. She just stood there staring at him. "Is everything all right?" Kevin started to feel uncomfortable as Dorothy kept looking at him. "Kevin, tell me honestly, are you hiding your identity from us?" Dorothy finally asked the question that had been keeping her awake all night. Why is she suddenly asking me this? Kevin wondered as he scratched his head. He didn't know what to say for a moment. "I just have to know or I'll never be able to fall asleep. Tell me the truth, Kevin. It's just the two of us here. No matter what you say, I won't tell a soul." Dorothy closed the door gently behind her. The atmosphere in the room suddenly got a little awkward. Kevin was uncomfortable being alone with Dorothy, especially with all of the horrible things she'd done to him over the years. Plus, he really didn't want to tell her the truth, at least not before he told Lily. "Let's talk about it tomorrow, Mom." Kevin slightly lowered his head, a little afraid to look her in the eyes. He quickly stepped around her, opened the door, and headed off to go to sleep. But the more he behaved like this, the more he confirmed Dorothy's suspicions. At that very moment, in their luxurious mansion in the suburbs of Chicago, Mackenzie, Knott, and her grandfather were sitting on the sofa. A middle-aged man was sitting with them, looking shocked as he examined a reddish-brown pill. "Uncle Dylan, can you tell if it's authentic? It's way past my bedtime and I'm getting kind of sleepy." Mackenzie yawned a few times. Dylan was a trusted member of the Knott family. He was also the only herbalist in the whole family, so they always went to him for advice. Until now, he'd been able to make some herbal meds that helped to suppress Mackenzie's symptoms. So when Mackenzie returned home earlier that day, she found Dylan and asked him to check out the repair pill that Kevin had given her.
"Don't rush me, Mackenzie. Let me take a good look at it."
Although Dylan was getting on in his years, his training had given him a lot of energy, especially at night. A few minutes later, Dylan sat up straight and smiled at her.
"Whoever made this did an incredible job. Incredible. You've definitely got an authentic repair pill, and it looks like it's top quality. Whoever made this is quite a good herbalist."
"What? Uncle Dylan, are you sure this is really a repair pill?" Mackenzie asked him in surprise.
"I'm certain my colleagues would agree. Although the specific preparation method for a repair pill disappeared nearly 100 years ago, I know what they should look like."
Dylan explained to her as he tried to control his excitement.
"According to the sources I checked, the repair pill should be reddish-brown. The lower quality one would be light red in color. There are other characteristics to look for, including fragrance, and this herbal med looks like it's the real thing."
Dylan said this with obvious admiration.
"Do you mind if I ask where you got this pill?"
Dylan then asked her.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.